Chelsea latest. Chelsea have found a goalkeeper they are really interested in, and contacts have been made already. Manchester United Hijack. I told you Manchester United in this transfer window are doing everything possible to make the club once again the biggest in London, as well as their interest 100 million Xavi Simons. Arsenal, after a long conversation, finally the deal has been done and has been made. Fury announcement coming very soon. And Aston Villa, Tottenham Hotspur's swap deal is also on your way as well. And I'm here with Sammy and Eddie, who will be giving you into details what it means in this transfer window, which players are possible and impossible deals are coming on your way. Don't forget, Chelsea have also found a striker interest. Sammy, what do you think about this transfer window?
Yeah, I think it's starting. It's going to be interesting. A lot of teams are doing the underworks, and very soon all these signatures will be done. But until then, you have to keep on tuning to this channel and tell a friend to tell a friend. That ASHILISPORTS is all about the updates and rumors.
Eddie, United in this transfer, what do you think about the transfer?
United is the hotkey club in London, and not in London as a whole, but the transfer market. We are trying to probably get some players so that the United we used to know probably come back again.
What's up, guys? If you just join us, remember to hit the subscription button, like and share the video. And hey, we are going to get you more details into the transfers. Well, Sammy, Chelsea are actually interested. The last time we talked about Ollie Watkins, that one of Chelsea player called Palmer hinted that he wanted Ollie Watkins to join him. Chelsea is interested. The price quote is actually in the 80 to 90 million. And because of PSR rule, you think Premier League clubs will be interested in landing the player? Because we all know Chelsea is not playing Champions League currently. And Aston Villa are going to play Champions League. Will the player keen on moving?
I think when it comes to movement, it depends on a whole lot of factors. As you mentioned, the competitions they are playing in, the value of the club, the project, and also the pay. So players consider all these things, and I'm thinking that it's going to be a difficult one, especially when Cole Palmer hinted that he wanted to play with him. But then it's early days yet, and they have to look at all the rules and the regulations surrounding. I think it's going to be a difficult deal.
Eddie, talking about Manchester United, they have already signed few players in the market. And right now, Xavi Simons, we talked about him actually leaving PSG, and it looks like it was going to be on loan. And two clubs were interested. That is RB Leipzig and Bayern Munich. But right now, Manchester United is entering into the deal, and it looks like they want him as permanent. United could be paying 100 million for Xavi Simons. Is he worth United paying 100 million?
So one thing we should know is for Bayern and other clubs to go in for Xavi Simons should tell you that he's a good player in the first place. And the price tag, now the clubs probably, due to what we've experienced recently in the transfer market, all players have this huge price tag. So it's up to the agents and the club, conversation and everything will go on. Then afterwards, I think a neutral or a middle deal will be met. But I think 100 million is too much for Xavi. Although he's a good player, but I think the price tag is too much.
Arsenal interested in Marc Guehi. They are looking forward to add a player, striker who Crystal Palace have been interested in. That's Ghanaian born English international, Dinketia. It looks like Arsenal are considering swabbing Edin Katia for Marc Guehi. Sammy, do you think it's feasible?
Well, it all depends on the club. I think they are trying to cash in on Guehi. So if there will be a swap deal, and I think they want to do it, that would be cool. But you should also know that Arsenal right now is not only in the pole position to sign him, because there's also linked to various EPL clubs, though they have not yet stated it out. But then, according to rumors and agents, they have been offered to all these big clubs in EPL. One I do know is Liverpool. Liverpool too is looking very concerned with. So then everything will depend on the club if they will accept the swap deal or not. But then Nketiah will be a good offer, but at the end of the day, everything will depend on the club.
At the end of the day, everything will depend on the club. Eddie, talking about PSG and Manchester United. PSG have contacted Jadon Sancho and then in a possible of landing him into their club, and they have actually explained their project to him. Jadon Sancho looked excited for the project, and right now he and Erik ten Hag have agreed in their disagreement. Now everything is okay. Do you think the player is still open to go out?
Now, one thing we should know about Jadon Sancho's situation is since the dispute between him and Erik ten Hag has been resolved, there is nothing, or we don't have to think about Jadon Sancho leaving Manchester United because Erik ten Hag said now United is in the position of bring in good players, and Jadon Sancho has to be good guys. He's one of the talented guys. So I don't see the reason why you leave a talented guy to go in for another talented guy. It doesn't make sense. So we should just make good use of him, and I don't see him going to PSG.
Sources close to me saying that the deal is looking very enticing. That is, he's going to earn at the end of the year, 30 million plus add-ons. And looking at the project that PSG is pushing, now that they don't have Kylian Mbappe, Sancho looks like a player who will carry the team. He looks like the big name, with the exception of Dembele. So that's also one of the motivations he's getting. At that place, it's going to be about him, and he's going to be the face of the club. So you should understand that players also want these kind of things. When you are the face of a club, it brings a lot of attributes, it brings a lot of contracts and sponsorship on your table. So looking at United, yes, though he's in United, we still know that there are a lot of players that come before him. So going to a club where he's going to be the face, I think this is exciting for him. That is why he's considering. But at the end of the day, it's still early days yet. Let's see how it goes.
Tottenham swap deal is actually on our. They are interested in Aston via Jacob Ramsey, and they are looking a way of adding 90 million plus Lo Celso to the deal. I mean, your thoughts on that?
I think Tottenham too is also doing a very brilliant job quietly. And last season, we saw what they were able to do at the beginning of the season. At the end of the day, they got issues with injury. So this time, they want to beef up the squad. And I think it's a good signing for Koku. He knows the kind of players he wants to work with. So for some time now, he has been dormant. And if he leaves the club, I think it's going to be a good thing for him. Some time ago, if they was linked with La Liga. But now if he's going to be used as a swap deal and you get more playing time, I think it's a good thing.
United Hijack. Zubimendi is a player that Arsenal has been interested long time ago, and they have been slow about it. Now United has entered into the deal, the European champion. United have made some contacts and they want to add him to the midfielders that they've already. What value does he add into United midfield?
Concerning Zubimendi, he's a player that he has a lot of qualities. And for me, I think United is using it as a way of telling PSG that they should let Ugarte go. They've followed Ugarte for a long time. Ugarte has agreed to join, but then PSG is still demanding for a very huge figure. So including Zubimendi, it will actually force the hands of PSG to let him go for a cool price that United will give. But that's not being said. Zubimendi is one of the best defensive midfielders in the world, and if he joins United, I think it's going to bring a lot of quality to United. So I think that is what is going on. But for me personally, I think that deal will not come off.
Eddie, so Bruno Fernandes, PSG and Manchester United again. It's like PSG are doing every possible means to add Bruno into their midfield, their attacking area. What do you think about that deal? Do you think Bruno is open to go as he's still the United captain?
Now, between Manchester United and PSG, I think what we are doing is we are all targeting each other's best players, We are pulling the best player from their place, and they're also trying to punish us by also paying their ways through our players. Now our good ones, of course. So, but I don't see Bruno Fernandes landing in PSG this season. Although, this transfer market sometimes is full of surprises, but PSG to pull a surprise or Manchester United with Bruno Fernandes is not going to happen.
I mean, Chelsea have, I don't know, they were linked with Lunin as a goalkeeper option, but then it looks as if they have gone away from Looney, and now the interest is in Philip Johansson of Villarreal, and they have already made contact with the club, and now it's left with the goalkeeper. Is it a good deal for them? Will he be the right competition for Sanchez?
I think ever since the likes of this legend of Chelsea, Peter Cech, and we saw the likes of Courtois, and we saw the likes of these other goalkeepers. They have not been able to reach the standard that Chelsea is known for when it comes to goalkeeping. So with a coach like Enzo Maresca coming in to take the team, we know that Enzo wants a keeper who has good footworks. He trained under Guardiola and he has the same ideology of football. Lunin is a good keeper, but then at the end of the day, he's not so good when it comes to footworks. Now, looking at Felipe is one of the few keepers who also is very good with footworks. And looking at the rumors surrounding him, I think it's going to be a good deal. But then Chelsea, that I know, will still look for different options to add to keepers because they are trying so much to get back that goalkeeping role. Anytime you hear of Chelsea, you know that they have the best, if not the best, but one of the best goalkeepers in the EPL. And I'm sure that's what they are trying to do. So this is not going to be the end of the goalkeepers linked to Chelsea. We should expect more.
We've been waiting for it, and they have been in contact for quite a long time, and we thought maybe the deal could have collapsed. And finally, it has been agreed with the player, and also an announcement will be coming very soon.
Yeah.
And today, the player is making medical have been booked today as well.
It's a deal that Arsenal was fortunate in the sense that no other team was pursuing him. When I think it started with 2 teams and one team had to drop out because they were looking for a different profile. So when Arsenal realized that we are the only team in pursuit, they had to relax. So they continued to negotiate with Bologna, and at the end of the day, we've seen that everything has been sorted out, every papers, every document. And so yes, we are just waiting for here we go, and then the deal is completed. But I think it's a good news for Arsenal fans, looking at the kind of quality he possesses. But let's hope that when it comes to the EPL, to make the EPL more exciting, he continues to show us the quality he has.
Eddie, lastly, De Bruyne is going to Arab Pro League. And right now, it's almost done. Just that Manchester City have not actually given the green light to allow him to make every step on the way yet. What do you think about that? Is it going to be source, or maybe probably he will still have one more year at City?
Kevin De Bruyne, recently is in interview. He did mention of players landing in the Saudi Pro League for the money. So in his later part of his career, I think he's also trying to consider that. But with his contract with Man City, he has a year more, that's till 2025. So I think City are not going to allow De Bruyne with such quality to just go. So I think he's going to end everything in Man City. Then probably, I think from there he will land in the Saudi Pro League.
But according to the story, I think City doesn't want him to go as free agent. So they will do every possible means to get money out of him. So probably it means that this season he might just be going. If City are on that
if
stand.
City is also looking at the business aspect, I think then that we can't do anything about it. But we would like to enjoy the last season of Kevin De Bruyne before I think he move on to the Saudi Pro League. As we the football fans.
To add to it, we know that Guardiola loves Kelvin a lot, and it's going to be very difficult for Guardiola to let Kelvin leave. So I think there's going to be more to it before this is early stage. Yeah, we talked about it. They started contacting him. That was from last season to this season, and they still want him. He's been one of the names that the Saudi wants to bring in. But then looking at the other side of the story too, Man City would be getting a replacement, a solid replacement for him. If not yet, I'm not sure he'll be let go. I think Guardiola will try to talk to him that he should just run his contract and he can move. But then let's see, it's still early days and let's see how it goes.
Still early days and let's see how it goes. And guys, if you just join us and you are new, remember to hit the subscription button, like and share the video. And hey, your opinions are always welcome. And thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your time, and see you in the next video.